South Korea skater celebrates early allowing Taiwan skater to snatch gold. Slumping lithium prices signal angst over China's demand outlook. Google to make laptops in India. Rocket man Kim declares North Korea a world nuclear power. Top U.S. General Mark Milley to hand over reins after 4 years. Pro-Russian politician wins Slovakia's parliamentary election. Polish opposition holds huge Warsaw rally ahead of elections. Indonesia launches China-backed Whoosh high-speed railway.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Tuesday, October 3rd, and here are your top stories. A premature celebration in front of the finish line by a South Korean skater led to his Taiwanese competitor crossing the line first and seizing a miracle gold medal for the men's 3,000-meter speed skating relay team. Taiwanese media outlet UDN reported that on the last 10 meters left, South Korea's Jung Cho-won rose up and slowed slightly to lift his arms in victory. But Taiwan's Hwang Yuling lunged deeply forward with his left leg across the finish line, making it a photo finish.
After the race ended, the South Korean team took out their national flag and began to skate around the track assuming they had won. However, instant replay of the finish showed that while Jung was easing up, Hwang's left skate made it across the finish line with a time of 4:05.692, while Jung actually crossed later at 4:05.702, a margin of 10 milliseconds. Recalling the closing, Hwang Yu-lin said, "There were only 10 meters left. I had to fight for that last 10 meters, so I didn't even think about it. I just lunged for the finish line."
Lithium prices are spiraling down toward the lowest level in 2 years on concerns over the strength of Chinese demand for the material. Prices of lithium carbonate in China fell to 166,500 yuan a ton last Wednesday, ahead of the Golden Week holidays, a loss of almost half from the recent peak in early June. The decline has been precipitous. Less than a year ago, the metal reached a record of 598,000 yuan a ton. An analyst at Guotai Junnan Futures said consumers' demand is weaker than expected.
China has become the world's largest lithium processor, controlling 55% of the market. To fuel its lithium supply chain, China needs to secure raw lithium abroad.
Demand for lithium typically picks up in the fourth quarter in China, the world's largest EV market, because of strong battery cell production and installation, and manufacturers usually replenish their feedstock ahead of that. But this year, an analyst with researcher Rystad Energy Susan Zhou said that hasn't happened. Goldman Sachs Group analysts including Aditi Rai see lithium carbonate prices falling further over the next 12 months. Still, the current pullback provides a good buying opportunity for lithium stocks.
Alphabet Inc.'s Google will begin to make its Chromebook laptops in India, the latest among global tech companies to expand assembly in the key growth market. Alphabet Chief Executive Officer Sundar Pichai said Monday on X, Google is partnering with HP Inc. to manufacture Chromebooks in the South Asian country. The move will help Google boost supply in India and compete more effectively with Windows computers from companies such as Dell Technologies Inc. and Asus Tech Computer Inc.
Bloomberg said local manufacturing will help Google maintain constant supply in India and avoid any potential curbs on imports. Chromebooks are typically priced at the lower end of the market and have thin profit margins, making them sensitive to any tariff measures. The Chromebooks will be built at a Flex Limited facility near Chennai, in southern India, where HP has been making laptops and desktops since 2020. Production of the Chromebooks is set to start on October 2nd and they are targeted mainly at the education sector.
According to state media reports from Pyongyang, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has called for vastly increasing the country's nuclear weapons capabilities. Speaking at a session of North Korea's rubber stamp parliament, Kim demanded an exponential boost in the production of modern atomic weapons, declaring the country a nuclear power. The session also enshrined North Korea's nuclear weapons status in the country's constitution, following Kim's declaration last year that the country is an irreversible nuclear state.
Kim said nuclear weapons are necessary to counter an existential threat he insists is posed by the United States and its allies. He described the enhanced trilateral security cooperation between Washington, Seoul, and Tokyo as the worst actual threat and the Asian version of NATO. Kim stressed the need to accelerate the modernization of nuclear weapons and to boost their production. Experts said this significantly diminishes any prospect of denuclearization talks ever succeeding.
Top U.S. General Mark Milley retired last Friday after a 4-year tenure that saw successes like the killing of ISIS head Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and helping Ukraine to defend against Russia's invasion, but also included the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan and a rocky relationship with former President Donald Trump. Milley handed over command to Air Force Chief General Charles Q. Brown, who is only the second black officer to become chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, after Colin Powell 2 decades ago.
Milley took the reins in 2019 after being nominated by Trump, but soon found himself having to balance the need to maintain his relationship with the former president without appearing to be political. When Brown takes command, after Lloyd Austin becomes the first black U.S. Secretary of Defense, black Americans will hold the top 2 positions at the Pentagon for the first time. Experts see this as a major milestone for an institution that is diverse in its lower ranks but largely white and male at the top.
Preliminary results show a party headed by a pro-Kremlin figure came out top after securing more votes than expected in an election in Slovakia, in what could pose as a challenge to NATO and EU unity on Ukraine. According to preliminary results released by Slovakia's statistical office at Sunday, 9 a.m. local time, Robert Fico's populist Smer party won 22.9% of the vote. Fico, a 2-time former prime minister, now has a chance to regain the job, but must first seek coalition partners as his party did not secure a big enough share of the vote to govern on its own.
Speaking after his victory, Fico said he will do everything in his power to kickstart Russia-Ukraine peace talks. Fico said, "More killing is not going to help anyone." With 7 political parties reaching the 5% threshold needed to enter the parliament, coalition negotiations will almost certainly include multiple players and could be long and messy. Fico has pledged an immediate end to Slovak military support for Ukraine and promised to block Ukraine's NATO ambitions in what would upend Slovakia's staunch support for Ukraine.
Hundreds of thousands of people held an opposition rally in Warsaw on Sunday, 2 weeks ahead of an election that the Liberal Civic Platform says may decide Poland's future in the European Union and its democratic standing. Opinion polls suggest the nationalist Law and Justice government could win the vote, but may struggle to form a majority amid discontent among some over rising living costs and concern over an erosion of democratic checks and balances.
Public broadcaster TVP, which independent media observers say has become a government mouthpiece under PI's rule, quoted police saying about 100,000 people had joined. Online news channel onet.pl said that according to its calculations some 600,000 to 800,000 people attended the rally. PO leader Donald Tusk, a former European Council president, told crowds gathered in a central Warsaw square, many people waving Polish and EU flags, "Big change is coming. This is a sign of Poland's rebirth."
Indonesian President Joko Widodo on Monday inaugurated a $7.3 billion high-speed railway connecting the country's capital with the city of Bandung. Monday's launch for the bullet train, named Whoosh, is far behind an original target of operations in 2019. During the launch, Jokowi said, the name is inspired by the sound of a rushing high-speed train. He said the maximum operating speed of the train could reach 350 kilometers per hour, calling this the modernization of our mass transportation that is environmentally friendly.
Reuters reported that the 142-kilometer railway, one of the president's flagship infrastructure projects and part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, has faced problems ranging from land procurement issues, pandemic-related delays and ballooning costs. A senior minister overseeing the project, Luhut Pandiaitan, said at the launch that free trial rides on the bullet train, which have been underway since the second week of September, will be extended and ticket prices will be implemented in mid-October.
The answer for yesterday was A, torrential. It had been a night of stormy weather with torrential rain and high winds. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of South Korea skater celebrating too early, allowing Taiwan skater to snatch gold. Number 1, Snatch. 抓紧时间做，趁机获得。The team snatched a dramatic victory in the last minute of the game. Number 2, Premature. 未成熟的、过早的、提前的。Sunscreen helps prevent premature skin aging and skin cancer. Number 3, Lunge. 猛冲、猛扑. He lunged at me, grabbing me violently. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.